Today, I want to try something out. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't, but you'll be here with me while I do it. So stay tuned right after this intro. Thank you for watching that intro. I really appreciate it. If you are new to this channel, hit that like and subscribe button so you can stay with me all the time. And if you are a returning viewer, welcome, welcome, welcome. So what I want to do today is something that I've never tried. Maybe it's something new that you guys never tried, but I figured, what the hell? Let's try it together. So I ended up ordering these needle labels. They're actually like, I want to say like a sticker paper. And yeah, I mean, the last time I printed on it, I printed on a regular inkjet. And they say to let it dry overnight before you do any cutting. I let it sit for like 48 hours, 2 days, and I was still able to scratch the ink off this paper. Now this paper is really nice, and I wish that it worked great for me when I did it the last time. But if the ink is actually going to be able to be scratched off of it, then it becomes an issue for me, and I won't be able to sell it or whatever the case may be. So what I ended up doing the last time is that I printed on there, I let it dry for 48 hours, and then I ended up buying a can of Krylon Clear. You can buy that at any Walmart or any hardware store, pretty much anywhere. So I ended up spraying it, and then I cut it out on the Cameo, and it worked that way. But the problem with that is that eventually, after time, the Krylon paint, the clear, it's going to fade or turn yellow because of the sun if they have it on outside elements. I have decided, let me show you the way this paper comes. And guys, it only comes 10 in a pack. I'm not 100% sure of how much I paid for it, but this is it. It's just regular sticker paper, but it is glossy. I don't know if you can see the gloss on it. But what I am going to try to do today, and I hope that it works, I am going to use this paper, which you can pick up at Amazon, or you can actually go on their site and actually pick it up as well. I am actually going to be sublimating on it. I don't know if there's any videos out there that do show people sublimating on this paper, but guess what? We are. Silhouette Studio. The top two that I have here, I am definitely not going to show you guys how to do those. It's going to take a little bit of time. Once you pick the font and everything that you're going to use, let me zoom in here a little bit more so we can just focus onto this that we're going to be doing. So once I pick a font, I am going to take it and I am going to convert to Path. So now you don't need the font section anymore because this is already converted to Path. If you want to play around with the font and move them around, you just make them a compound pass and you could do whatever you got to do with it. I don't really need to mess with the compound pass because I am going to be sublimating. So I'm going to try to see how I'm going to make this the size that I need it. Right now it's 8 inches and that's perfect. About 1.5 inches high. So I just come up here and put 1.5. And that's giving me 1.5. Now I want to stay around 8 inches. So let me just hit 8 here. It'll shrink it down a little bit. So now 1.5 is a little bit too big. So let me go down to 1 inch. Let's see how that looks. That looks a little bit more readable. Now I am going to do an offset. And the reason why I'm doing an offset because I'm going to be putting a picture behind it. but you can also use the offset for cutting purposes to cut the sticker out. So with the offset, I come over here to the right, and I am gonna pick the star, which is right over here. I don't know if you can see that. I'm gonna pick that star, and it's gonna give me the offset panel. Now I strike the offset panel. Now, yes, this is gonna come out this big. You don't want it that big. So I want it rounded off corners because this is a sticker. You don't want no sharp corners. So now it's at 125, which is, I guess, their standard when it comes on there. So I'm gonna shrink it, 50, and 50 looks like the ideal winner. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me there, guys, and I think that that'll work. Now, don't worry if they're intersecting each other. You're gonna apply it. You can come in here and you can grab your font that you have in there and take it out. Now you see, guys, this is all gonna be one solid piece. Now, what I would do in this case is I would take out all the centers. So once you take out all those pieces, and if you see that this side is not connected, well, that's okay. What I'm gonna do here is take it from here, and I am gonna put one small node over here, and then I am gonna make it intersect. So once I make it intersect, you're pretty much just stretching it out, and it's probably gonna look a little crazy on the thing, but it's okay. It is okay. So now I take it, I highlight both of them. Now I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna weld. You see how I just opened up the whole channel there? So now it's all one piece. So I will come in here, take out the center here that I want to take out. And anything like this, yes, you can get rid of, and you can make it come out more, so that way your cameo is not going crazy. Just double check everything, make sure that there's no pieces. This is okay because it still got space in it. Once you clean that up and you have everything the way you wanted to have it, and it looks good to you, now I will come down, highlight this, or you can actually highlight both of them, and you could just hit, I guess, the target or whatever you want to call it, and it will put it together. Now guys, you see the way that looks? Now that is gonna be the way that your silhouette is gonna cut around your sticker. And the cut lines are not gonna show when you print, so as long as you hit, that clear, it's gonna be fine. So again, I will come up to the top, hit the center, and that is the way it's going to look. So now I'm gonna show you how I get this background on your image, because I don't want this to be plain. Now remember, when you print this out, whatever's behind it is gonna stay white. And I don't know if you want that. Just make sure that your image that you're about to cut out of is bigger than what you need. So I'm gonna highlight the outer trace. If you can see me here, I got the outer trace, and I am gonna bring it down. And it's fine if you don't see it, guys. You can just click on the image and bring it back. So you come up here and you bring it back, or you bring it all the way back, I should say, and you will see the cut lines, well, in front of it. So now I would just take it, and you want to just center it. So once I do that, I would highlight both of them. I am gonna come up to my, where is it at? It's like a little square with a circle right here. It's called the modifying panel. So click on the modifying panel. So what I usually do, I intersect. So once you intersect, this is what happened, guys. Now you have your background. So now if you highlight this one, highlight both of these, and you put it back together, look at that. Now you got yourself a sticker. So now once you guys have this together, I would just group it and then make it the size you're gonna make it. All right, so once you have everything set up the way you want it, now we're gonna come up to this corner up here. We're gonna print it out. Sorry. And yeah, just make sure you have all. So once you come up here, you pick your printer that you have your sublimation from. I usually go into preference. This one I'm actually gonna use the RGB settings on an 8.5 by 11. I will go into more options and I will just check my settings to make sure everything's fine. Everything looks fine. Everything looks good. And I already have it mirrored here, so I don't have to mirror it on the thing. So I'm gonna hit OK. I am gonna hit apply, and I am gonna send it to the printer. Now, and it says it is printed. So once that's done, we'll go press away. Image finish printing out. I let it dry for maybe a minute, just sitting here while I do other things. Yeah, came out pretty good. Now guys, remember the color is never gonna come out the way the color is when it presses, so don't worry about that. Just waiting for my heat press to catch up. On this part, I would just make sure there was any dust on it. Take both sheets. Remember, you want to sublimate on the glossy side, not on the matte side, on the glossy side. So I would just put them together, and they're both the same size, 8.5 by 11, so you should be good. Just line it up as best as you can. Now it does have the registration marks and everything, so we should be golden. Now once you sit on your heat press, just make sure that everything's lined up, because sometimes it moves. It looks very good. I'll grab 2 pieces of tape. I put one at the top, just so that it doesn't move on me when the press opens up. The good thing is you don't have to lint roll this or nothing, so this sublimation process is a little bit faster. All right, so now I got my image there. Now I'm gonna be pressing this at 380 for 60 seconds. Everybody says do 30, 380 for 30 seconds. I see some people saying 370, some people saying 350, some people doing it at 330 degrees. I'm doing it the same way I would do the Orfo 651. So remember, 380 for 60 seconds. Here we go. Light pressure, medium pressure, not too heavy. All right, guys, usually I'll open it up slowly. And here, I will peel it off quick so I don't get no ghosting. It's gonna be hot, guys, so be very careful. Look at that. So I still don't got my neon greens to where I want them at, but it came out awesome. It's hot, very hot. So the decals came out awesome. Let me bring it up closely. It's nice and shiny. That looks pretty good. Now the bottom ones, I did it with a black background. That looks very good, guys. I even see the brick behind the other one. I'm still working on my greens for my neon, but I guess we'll get them as we get them. But now, as I'm looking at, as this paper is actually cooling off, it looks like it wants to bend. So I'm gonna try to get it as flat as possible. Okay guys, so now it's time to cut it out. I already have it on the mat itself. The registration marks. Guys, when you do this, make sure that you make the registration marks just a little bit fatter. I didn't do it this time and I'm hoping that it catches. But when you want to cut it out, what you need to do is come here. I ungrouped it, moved them all the top pictures to the side, and I just kept the backgrounds on there. But as you can see, there is the red line is behind it. That's your cut line. So from here, now I will send to the cutter. Now the cutter is gonna be, I'm gonna put it online. And for the cut settings, I'll go to sticker paper. Just because it's sticker paper, so sticker paper white. Let's do that. And then I would just hit send. So it's reading it. All right, took that one. Took that one. right, it took it, guys. A lot of people have problems with this. Sometimes, very rarely I have a problem with it. But you see it's cutting around it. All right, so that looks like it's working fine. Let me just check to make sure when it's doing the other ones. Oh, it's working. All right, guys, so I'll come back when it's all done to show you the finished product. Okay, guys, so I finished cutting out. I just want to show you that it did cut out. Yes, it looks like it's all cut out here. Came out really good. Now, let me come closer so that way you can see how it's gonna be. See, guys? So it peels off just like a regular sticker, which is great. So now my blade is dull. As those of you guys know from a couple videos ago, I still haven't changed it. Let me just take this one sticker off of here so that way you can see the bleed, even if there is a bleed or anything. Yeah, it's gonna be a little rough because my blade is not completely, but that's the way it's gonna show. It cuts right out of the paper. And if you can see, guys, it does have a little bit of, white on there, so it didn't cut out completely straight. But if you're smart, do the extra bleed. I didn't do it, I forgot to do it, but it's okay. Let me just throw this on my laptop over here. And that way I can show you how it looks. I got my squeegee here. Run it down. It still looks awesome, guys. Sublimating on that paper works. It really works. So guys, this is actual needle labels, which is the SKU number WRL-full. It says it's a full sheet of labels, 8.5 by 11. White is vinyl printable sticker paper. So I've never did this before with sublimation. I've tried it with the Aurifil 651 and I'm still trying to get that going. I don't know how that's gonna work. It's not coming out nice and shiny like this one is. This one came out nice and shiny. This one actually worked for me. Now all I gotta do is be able to get that offset perfect and I'll be able to make stickers. So on this note, guys, this was the end of the video. It did work. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.